Hello, my dear friends. Hope you all be fine and doing well. Thank you so much for joining again. Thank you so much for joining in your channel. My dear friends, this is the sixth video that I am going to record about chess traps. And I hope you watched all the fifth videos that I made. Those videos were very interesting and I dedicated lots of time. So therefore, it is worth to watch all those videos. So my dear friends, in this video, I'm going to show you how you can trap your opponent with checkmate when you are playing Sicilian defense against your opponent. In this game, you are playing against your opponent with black pieces. So my dear friends, let's get starting the game. Your opponent is pushing the pawn into e4. So now you are playing the best move, and that is c5. So when your opponent push the pawn into e4 and you are playing against e4 the c5, it is called Sicilian defense. This is one of the most powerful and one of the most well-known opening for black. So the grandmasters like Bobby Fischer, Gary Kasparov, Magnus Carlsen, these players many times played with black pieces this fantastic opening. And here your opponent has different options to play. If your opponent push the pawn into d4, so simply you are taking this pawn. So therefore your opponent is pushing another pawn into c3. Now you are taking this pawn. Maybe you have this question with yourself that the white has this option to take with his queen. Why he is not taking? What is the reason behind this move? So if your opponent takes this pawn with his queen, so now you are taking the knight into c6 and attacking this queen. If your opponent decides to take away his queen, and here you developed one pieces, and that is knight. So your opponent repeated the move. First he brought his queen into d4. Now he brought his queen back. So that's why it is not a good opening for white in the beginning. And also you know that when you are playing the game, when you have the white pieces, you have priority and you have the first move, and you should not allow your opponent that he should go on. So that's why it is not a good idea for white to take the pawn by his queen, because he is losing a tempo. So coming back to the main lines, my dear friends, so in here your opponent simply push the pawn. So in here you should not hesitate and you should take this pawn. Simply your opponent is also taking this pawn by his knight. So in here, see my dear friends, your opponent is one pawn down, but he has a good variations in here. You see my dear friends, to the structure of this game. So your opponent sacrificed one pawn because now your opponent bishop is free to move any lines he can go, and as black bishop also free to go, the knight can go anywhere. There is option to go castle, but from the other hand, when you see the structure of the black, so in here see all of them cannot move. This was the reason that your opponent sacrificed a free pawn. So therefore the game is starting like this, but you have a very fantastic trap and you should use from minimum opportunities in the chess. Chess is all about strategy, all about techniques. So in here, up to this position, white is better, but you can change the game if you play wisely, if you think clearly. So my dear friends, let's get back to the main lines, that what is happening in here. So I'm describing because you should not have any doubt that if he would play like this, what would be our answer. And I hope you have a little bit patience to learn all this strategy. So that's why, my dear friends, your opponent is taking the pawn by his knight. It was the reason your opponent took your pawn into c3. Now it is your turn, and normally you should develop your pieces by taking your knight into c6. Your opponent is also developing his opening and also taking the knight into f3. And here, my dear friends, your opponent has option to take out his bishop, but why he took his knight? So it is not that much big issue, but remember, my dear friends, in the opening, it is better. It is one of the principles of chess that it is better to take out your knights first. After that, you have the chance to take out your bishops. So my dear friends, in here you have this option to take your knight into f6. But this is not a good move, as you want to activate your pieces, but in here it is not a good move because your opponent is pushing the pawn and threatening your knight. So in here he is telling that you should kick away your knight. For example, if you take your knight in here, he is again pushing and threatening your knight. If you come here, so directly he is taking. And now see, if you take, so in here you completely in a losing position, because you cannot go castle in this side because it is almost damaged, and also your pieces are locked in here. But from other hand, if you check your opponent just after one move, he can go castle, and also he can go in queen side castle, long castle, and attacking. So it is not a good position, and also it is not a good starting for you. So that's why it's not a good move. So coming back to the main lines. So in here you should not take out your knight. As I said that it was not a good idea. So the best move in here is to push your pawn into e6, and you are taking the control into d5, and that is very, very important square in this game, and you should not lose the control in this square. If you lose the control in this square, definitely almost 80 to 90% chance of you are losing. For example, if you are pushing this pawn here, so now see your opponent has the best move, and now with his knight he controls everywhere. So therefore it is a very bad for you, and you cannot stop this knight. For example, if you decide to replace your knight, so this move is coming. So therefore you are completely in a very bad position. So therefore you should keep in mind that you should not lose, and you should not give the control of d5 to your opponent, as it is playing the critical role and the most important role in this game. So that's why, my dear friends, you are pushing the pawn into e6, and this is the reason behind all these moves. So now your opponent is taking his bishop into c4 because he wants to go castle, and also he is activating his pieces. And here you just simply take your queen into c7. So when you are taking your queen into c7, indirectly you are attacking to this bishop. So your opponent is not taking the bishop back, because in the opening it is important that you should not lose the tempo. And here your opponent just taking his queen into e2. In a way, he is defending his bishop in case if you move your knight, so on that time your opponent bishop should has defender. So that's why your opponent is protecting and defending his bishop. Take your knight into f6, and also normally develop your pieces. So now your opponent is going to castle. So when your opponent goes to castle, now the best part of video is going to be started. So up to this position, white is better in all the opening part. But in here with this nasty trap, you can take the control and you can checkmate your opponent in a best way. So my dear friends, can you find the best move in here? Let's pause the video and think with yourself. What is the best move in here for black? So are you ready, my dear friends? Let's get started. Now you have to take your knight into g4 and indirectly attacking and threatening checkmate your opponent. So in here, see, my dear friends, with your knight you have control in all these squares. So your opponent is not happy. So that's why your opponent is trying to kick away your knight from here by pushing the pawn into h3. So when you see this move, you have the brilliant move, and that move is completely finishing the game. Can you find it, my dear friends? Yes. Exactly, that is attacking with your knight into d4 and attacking to the queen and knight. In this position, your opponent completely lost the game. Let's analyze it. And here you are attacking to the queen and knight, and your opponent cannot take your knight. For example, if he takes your knight, so now you have this brilliant checkmate with your queen by the help of your knight. So he cannot take your knight. If he pushed the pawn, what happens? If he pushed the pawn, so now you are taking the queen and giving a check. So also he is losing the queen. If your opponent take his queen into d1, now you are taking the knight and giving a very fantastic check. So after giving this check, your opponent has two options. The first one is taking the knight or moving the king. For example, if he moves the king, so now you are giving this fantastic check and mate. So for example, if he decides to take the knight by his queen, again, this checkmate is coming. So therefore, your opponent cannot defend this checkmate. So thank you so much, my dear friends, for watching and giving time to this fantastic video. My dear friends, this video was a little bit lengthy because I explained all the moves and variations. So that's why I explained a little bit more in details. And I hope you enjoyed from this video. So my dear friends, please, if you like it, share it with your friends, subscribe the channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon. So whenever I'm uploading a new video, so you should be the first one to watch the video. So thank you so much. See you in the next video.